Good morning, vlog. We are in the cozy attitude. We are in the cozy corner and we're going to spend the morning together. I am so excited to be spending the morning with you guys. I already went to the gym. This is my outfit. I have on this pink top. It's from Owner Active. And then this sports bra. It's my favorite Nike Pro Sports bra. And I have on some Owner Active leggings, and then I have on Feature socks. They have some of my favorite socks just because they're very cushiony. I use them for a lot of my runs, and I have some plantar fasciitis going on my left foot, so I definitely need some cushioned socks, but we're gonna spend the morning together. I'm excited. I have my green tea. This mug is so cute. It says give thanks, and then the other side is Snoopy. When I was growing up, before we would get in the car, or sometimes if we were on our way to school, my mom would ask us what are 3 things that we are grateful for. I found that it was a great way to start the day. I used to get annoyed by it. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be like, ma'am, it's 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're asking me what I'm grateful for? But honestly, this past year, I've had a lot to be grateful for. Every single day, I've had a lot to be grateful for. So for today, I would say getting up in the morning and being able to go to the gym. That is such a privilege that I'm not always aware of. And I'm so grateful for whatever time I'm able to just spend with myself in the morning. I'm able for time to just spend with my dog. We're about to go on a walk in a little bit, but I'm grateful for that as well. And I am grateful to have a strong community, a strong village. I love my community. I love my support system. They are amazing. They're the reason that, I don't know, I'm just stable. But I'm so grateful for them. And I've been trying to lean into what I'm grateful for and just being appreciative of all the people that I have in my life and being appreciative of myself and the hard work that I've been doing and pouring into myself and pouring into different things that I have going on in my life. So yeah, starting the morning off with a little bit of gratefulness. And I also ate breakfast this morning. This is my cute plate. She's adorable. It says fall on the side. Suddenly it's fall. All the susurrus, rustling of the leaves outside, the pumpkin spice lattes. It's officially fall, guys. I'm so excited about it. That was one of my vocab words of the week. I hope that I used it right. I've been trying to work on expanding my vocabulary. So my words of the week are susurrus, perspicacious, and then ceruleus. Let me see. I don't think that's the last one. There's someone on TikTok who does words of the day. And so I try to pick a couple of them to do for the week. Salubrious. So people in inner cities didn't always grow up in the most salubrious environments. And that's why it can be a big transition getting into healthier habits and healthier lifestyles when they become adults. So salubrious is kind of a synonym for healthy. Yeah. So hopefully I use that right as well. I'm learning. I want to expand my vocabulary mainly because I find that I'm using a lot of filler words. I feel like should, but, and some of those obviously are going to be used, but I don't want to use them as frequently, or I find myself talking so fast and I just want to slow myself down. And also I just feel like it'd be cool to see having the words of the day on TikTok. Knowing that I go on TikTok and I'll actually look at her page is really helpful. So this week I chose 3. Last week it was assiduous. I honestly just love the way it sounds, assiduous. Assiduous, showing great care and perseverance. So let me see if I can use it in a sentence. I am assiduous in showing up for myself every single day because I want to lead a more salubrious life. I enjoy taking care of myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Yay, I kind of did it. It is my perspicacious spirit that allows me to discern when people are not meant to be in my life anymore. I think that works. Yeah, I use my vocabulary words. I definitely prioritizing expanding my vocabulary. And now we're going to give Moonie some of his time before we go on a walk. Say hi, Moonie. Also, welcome to everybody who is new here or it's your first time seeing my vlogs. I love seeing all the new friendly faces. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe below because we want to keep you around. I will love you anyway, even if you cannot stay. Here's where you ought to be. Don't you know you're my everything. We made it it to our walking spot. We're probably gonna walk for about an hour. I'm gonna let Moonie have some playtime before we go on our walk, just so the entire walk he's not just sniffing and pulling me here and there. I kind of let him have his time before we go on a walk. Ain't that right, Moonie? Hi, Bubba. During this walk, I think I'm gonna listen to Common. I was listening to him this morning at the gym. I've been loving his music lately. I've always been a fan of Common. I have him on vinyl, but one of my favorite albums is B. I love his different poetic flows on B, the way that he shares stories, the way that he's vulnerable and talks about love, talks about faithfulness, talks about growing up in Chicago and the Black experience of being in Chicago. I feel like that's something that's close to my heart because I'm from Chicago, and I love hearing people talk about Chicago in all the ways. So we're probably gonna listen to that on the walk. Moonie's been really enjoying walks lately, which makes me very happy because sometimes he's not always in the mood to go on a walk, and I'm never gonna force Moonie to just go on a super long walk with me, or at least I try not to force him. Like sometimes if I can tell he's not in the mood to go on a walk, I kind of just cut it short, and maybe later on I'll go on a different walk by myself if he's really not in the mood. But lately he's been in the mood to go on walks, and that makes me really happy because he's my favorite walking buddy. So why wouldn't I want to take him on a walk with me? Let's get started, Moonie. This walk is so pretty. I love all the different hills, and I don't know, I just love being in nature. I grew up a Girl Scout, so I miss camping. I miss kind of just spending so much time outside, and I feel like fall is definitely a season where I get back to taking more of my longer walks. I do take summer long walks, but summertime can get pretty hot, okay? And I be sweating, and I'm not trying to do that all the time. I love walking outside in the fall, especially in the morning, or sometimes I'll do a long walk in the evening. But we're kind of just like chilling, grooving. We finished about 1.5 miles, so we're headed home now. And I don't know, I'm just loving this right now. It's really the simple things that bring me so much joy. Sometimes I find that I need to just slow down. Just slow it down and go on a nice walk. I'm starting to become out of breath because I'm hitting one of them hills right now. I've never felt like walking was a burden or something I had to force myself to do. I just love to walk. I love to kind of just take time to unwind and just take time to also release a lot of those thoughts in the chaos that can sometimes go on in my head. But yeah, just get yourself out and go on a walk. I would say if you're not a big walker and you're trying to start, just start small. Start really small. Get yourself a really good playlist, you know what I'm saying? Just get yourself out on a walk. It can be a lot of fun just going on a walk. It's something simple but also nice. Get your body moving. You can kind of phone a friend on a walk, or you could just go on a walk with a friend. Moonie, sit. We're not doing that today. Sit. No, you're not gonna jump. Hello. I also really love this walk because I love seeing all the beautiful houses. I love just walking past and seeing the different porches, the different balconies, seeing what elements people added to their houses. A lot of people are just redoing their porches right now, which is really nice, and I can't wait to see the finish. Good job. I'm back from my walk, took my shower, hydrated myself, and now we are getting ready to go to the cafe. So I figured it'd be a great time to go through some of the things I've been doing lately for my skin. Context, I've always been into skincare. A couple years ago though, I switched off of my birth control, and I started seeing a lot of my chin hairs and also neck hairs pop up. Now, at the time, I was not ready for them, and I basically started plucking them. And then later on, the plucking kind of increased, and I kind of just started disrupting my skin barrier. And then also sometimes I couldn't really get them with the tweezers. So basically it kind of just left a lot of the dark marks. I've been trying to figure out what products work for me, and also trying to clear this up because it's one of my biggest insecurities right now. And it's something that I don't want to continue to be insecure about. So we're working on it, and I'm going to walk you guys through some of the products that I've been using to figure out some of this hyperpigmentation. I started getting into skincare when I met with this esthetician who basically gave me a good program to follow. At the time, I had a lot of hyperpigmentation like on my cheeks, right here, this area, and also had some like I had acne and hyperpigmentation everywhere. And meeting with an esthetician was extremely helpful. I did get I did get a facial a few months ago. I've been considering getting another facial or deciding on if I want to try getting a peel. And then the other one that I want to do is lasering. I would love to laser. It's not it's not going to be, you know, a forever solution. Obviously, at some point the hair is going to grow back. But the biggest thing is really targeting the hyperpigmentation, because I ain't trying to walk around and keep being insecure about it. I own it. It's part of me, you know, it's on me. You can see it. That's something that I'm definitely in my head about when I take pictures, or also when I'm just like interacting with people and I'm like close to them, like, they can see it on my face. However, I'm doing something about it, and you know, slowly and slowly it's going to get there. So starting off with the Faded from Topicals, I saw a lot of great things about this and decided to finally get on the bandwagon and try it. Beforehand, I was using this product. It's from Derm Store, and it had licorice root in it, and it was working very, very well. However, it was a little bit pricier. It worked amazingly, but it was just pricier. So I was like, let's try Faded Topicals. It has in there melatonin. It has some, it also does have the licorice root. It also has kojic acid. So I'll kind of just take this, put some on my finger. The biggest thing is being consistent with your products. I've noticed a big difference when I have been consistent in using this. I used to have a mark that was kind of like right here, and it's pretty much faded. But also, this is, you can kind of see more, or I'll show you. You can kind of see more of the hyperpigmentation there. I can't believe I just did that. But also I have some spots like on my chest as well. I'll show you guys what I use for that. But I'll kind of just put this on the different areas and then just let that sink into my skin. I am considering meeting with another esthetician just to go over some of the changes that my skin has been experiencing and possibly build a new regimen for myself. At the time, I was dealing with a lot of hyperpigmentation, also a lot of acne, and I feel like some of those things that I originally went for are better or are more controlled, and they aren't flaring up as much. So now it's kind of moving on to the next task, which is the hyperpigmentation. But yeah, you can kind of see a lot of it there, and then it's on my chin in different spots. So that's kind of where we're working with now. I'll definitely keep y'all updated on my progress. When I was in the shower, I used these Topicals Faded bars, which all of this, they're all kind of like in the same line as well as the product I'm gonna show you guys. But I use this in the shower, and then I'm gonna follow it up with this spray. It's kind of just like Faded, but in the spray form. So I'll use this on my body. It's called the Brightening and Clearing Mist. I do have, like I said, a few spots on my arms as well as here in this area, just because sometimes I be wearing bras that are too tight, and then other times, you know, things just happen. But we are working on it one day at a time. This I love the spray form of it. I've definitely seen a lot of great results with it. It's all about consistency. Everything with skincare is just about being consistent, also patience and time. And then there are some things that, look, some of your skincare products might not be able to get. And that's why people start getting into facials. People start getting into like those red lights, into all the different chemical peels. When I realized that definitely helped a lot, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm being consistent. I'm showing up with my skincare, and I'm still not really seeing the results that I want to see. And your skincare, it's not going to do everything. That's just the honest truth. And so that's why I want to invest in getting a facial and getting maybe a chemical peel or a different type of peel. I want to meet with someone to go over what would be best for my case scenario. So yeah, but for my body, I'm gonna use my fave girl. Okay, I didn't know how great Nivea body lotion was until about a year ago when I was at my best friend Jamie's house. She loves Nivea, and then she also loves using this body oil from, I'm pretty sure it's Neutrogena. No, it's from Aveeno, sorry. She loves to use this body oil. It's from Aveeno. I like it as well. I'm not going to use it today because my skin's a little bit more dry and she needs a little bit some more. So I'm going to use this one. Also the blue one. The blue one is my favorite, but I ran out and this one was in my restock pile. So we're going to go with this one today. All right, Bookie Boos, I am ready to go. Refreshing my curls a little bit. I love using this one from As I Am. I also have their other one. It's in pink, but back to skincare for a little bit. The most important step is using sunscreen. If you're using something like a faded cream, or even if you're using your retinols or some of the other treatments that we have for our skin, you need to be using a sunscreen because you're exposing your skin to a lot, honey. You cannot be outside just walking around the sun. If anything, it'll make it worse if you're not using sunscreen. This is one of my favorite sunscreens right now. It's from Natrium. I got it from Target is SPF 50. I'm sure you can also order it from the site as well, but SPF 50 is really, really good. So I'm gonna take it. The other one I like to use is from Innisfree. It's a lower SPF, so I might use that as we transition into the colder months. But yeah, that is my skincare from this morning. I'll definitely take you guys on the journey of figuring out my hyperpigmentation. We're gonna do it together, Bookies, okay? I also used my Libre this morning. I've been loving Libre, which is crazy because I've had the Intense for years, but I thought that at first I wouldn't really like it because it leans more towards the floral side, and I feel like I'm not really too much of a floral girl, but lately I have been. So that's been a really nice scent to wear. I have a bunch of other scents that I'm excited about. One of them is Dossier, but I've been using that one a lot. It's from Aaliyah's Face, that collection. But that is my skincare routine for the morning, and thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you guys next time for another vlog. I can't even say sweet dreams this time. I hope that you guys have a beautiful, amazing day, and I hope that you accomplish something that's on your list, as well as doing something nice for yourself and taking a bit of time for yourself if you can in the afternoon, in the evening, or in the next morning. So I'll see you guys next time. Smooches.